Welcome to Silver Sneakers Stability and Yoga. This is a combination class where I work on exercises that improve both your stability and your flexibility, your ability to walk comfortably and engage in useful activities of daily living. We'll go through all the basic patterns of movement that we want to make sure that we're working on every day to keep ourselves healthy, active, comfortable as we progress in our senior years. The equipment that is needed for this is some sort of chair with good strong support without arms. I also like to use one of these lower platforms and a mat of some sort. We'll use some foam rollers, which are optional but quite useful. This is a slow-paced fitness activity that you can take at your own pace. You can attempt the same moves that I'm doing, but you can always modify them, making them more comfortable and maybe fewer repetitions or shorter period of time. The whole point is to engage your body, get your heart rate up a little bit. Exertion should be in the 5, 6, or 7 levels, sort of. It's too easy, it's just right, or it's too hard. We always want it in that exertion level of 5 or 6, about just right. So we're going to start with slight march. This is just basically a heel lift, just to start getting our blood pressure up, heart rate up. You can also consider your exertion level as far as a zone of activity. In zone 2, we're able to talk in full sentences, although our breath is a little bit shorter than at rest. In zone 3, it becomes where we can only say a few words. That's a little bit too high for this activity. And above that, where you can't really talk at a very much higher level of aerobic activity. Let's add some arm circles with our palms down. I like to keep these low at first, recognizing that we want to keep our shoulder blades down and together, which opens up the shoulders and preventing shoulder impingement. And if you can progress this by bringing your arms up towards horizontal. And let's reverse with our palms down. This activity, you can always play music. It doesn't have to follow the music, but just to improve the feeling of the activity and your comfort level. And then progress to horizontal. You can always take a break, let your arms down. Let's bring our palms up, forward, and we can start lifting our knees a little bit higher. Again, keeping the pace pretty slow so that we stay in that zone 2, just right category. And reverse. And then going up to horizontal, you can always stay down at that lower level. Okay, shake it out. And I like to do some trunk twists. With this activity, you can look straight ahead while you twist your trunk. Let your arms just flow. You can also move your head side to side. Sometimes this might make you dizzy, so then I just go back to looking straight ahead. Okay, a couple more. Want to make sure you have your support close by. When you're stressing your balance, it's easy to lose your balance. You certainly can always put a foot down or hold the support and progress at your own speed. To improve balance, you always want to concentrate on keeping your trunk core muscles engaged, somewhat tense, but remember to breathe. So let's start with just a knee lift. And you can rotate your ankle in reverse direction. Remember, you can always touch your support if you lose your balance. Other direction. I want to take this leg, I'm going to touch forward, out to the side, and out to the back, and back together. Forward, side, back, together. It improves your balance if you let the knee on your supporting leg bend just a little bit, instead of being locked out, which has a tendency to lower blood pressure, increase your risk for getting dizzy and falling. So you'll feel your quadricep on that side being engaged to hold while you're doing this activity. And we can switch sides. You can always move your support or move to the other side. So front, side, back, together. For progression on this form of balance, I'm going to hold my foot up, go through that same rotation and together. So foot up to the front, up to the side, out, back, foot on the floor. Okay, let's switch sides. Up, out, back, together. And back to the first side. I'm going to do the same move, but in the opposite direction. So we're going to start going back, side, front. If you find you're a little bit unstable, again, you always have your support you can touch down to, or touch your foot to the floor. When you're trying to improve your balance, it's important to do activities that do challenge you, that you find, at least initially, you're having a hard time with. You might recognize one side seems better than the other, and it would be a goal to try and get them, the weaker side to match the stronger side. One more progression in this series is we're going to take this foot, we're going to cross it in front, tap to the side, tap behind, tap to the side. So front, side, behind, side. You might have to bend that supporting leg a little bit more. We'll go through one more cycle. Front, side, behind, side. Let's switch sides. Remember, you can always pause the tape, take a break, get some water. Check your exertion level. If you're finding it too challenging, take a little break and recover. So, to the next move, which is quite challenging. We're going to take our foot, raise it out to the side, but don't touch the floor. Take your arms up and try and bend. Let me move back a bit for this one. Gonna switch sides. So this foot out to the side, arms up, and bend. Remember to have your support close by. I like to put this one a little bit more in front of me so it's closer in case I need to hold down. Side, arms up. Progression is to try and hold that position a bit longer, a few seconds. Remember to breathe. One more on this side. Foot out. Okay, shake it out. Take a break. Check your exertion level. Get a drink of water. You can pause the tape if you want. I'm going to move on to a semi-tandem walk forward. So I'm going to bring this leg, the heel, just to the outside of my other foot. Let me show the. So. Want to make sure that there's no obstacles behind you, and we're going to go backwards. You can always put your feet a little bit wider apart to improve balance or keep them tandem. To progress this, we're going to go with a real tandem walk. One foot right in front of the other. Okay. And going backwards. Again, always make sure there's no obstacles that you could trip on. Okay. So shake your legs out, and I'll be right back. Another component of improving balance is strengthening, particularly in your legs, so your quadricep, calf muscles, and ankles. The posterior legs, which are the hamstrings, calf muscles again, and the buttocks, gluteals, and your core, which are all the muscles that help you keep upright with your posture. So both anterior, posterior. So some exercises to work on this. One to start with is just a squat coming from a seated position. So sitting on your chair with your feet shoulder width or a little farther apart, knees pointing, feet pointing out and about up to 45 degrees or so. Whatever, cupping your knees over your feet. And you want to lean forward slightly to where, let's say, the middle of your chest is about over the middle of your foot. And you can start this off with your hands on your knees and give a little push. You stand up and then sit back down. To progress this, you take your hands away from your knees. You can cross them over your chest, lean forward a little bit, and stand up, and then sit down. You want to have a nice controlled movement when you're going towards the seated position, so you're not just flopping down. You might want to give a little harder exertion, sort of a power move, to stand up. Another progression is, instead of fully sitting down, you just touch the chair and come back up. Anywhere from 5 to 10 repetitions, maybe 2 or 3 times. Start strengthening these muscles. You can feel them working. To help strengthen the posterior, I'm going to do what we call a one-leg deadlift. This also works balance. Bring my support a little bit closer. start with a hand on my support and one hand on the outside. And my leg that's closest to my chair or my support is I'm going to lift behind me. Nice, slow, controlled. And at the same time, take my outside hand and reach towards the floor. You don't want to have your head go lower than your waist or below heart level. If you can take both hands, reach towards the floor. Again, concentrating on that back leg. A nice controlled lift to where you're about horizontal. And switch to the other side. Start with, again, my inside leg is the one working. Towards the back. And see if I can do both hand reach. Nice to have that chair right there. Another strengthening specifically for the core is the plank. For this I have a mat. Reposition the camera. You can do a plank with your hands flat on the floor or down on your elbows. Since I have some serious wrist arthritis, I always go to my elbows. And start with your knees on the floor. Then you want to keep your back neutral and your head looking slightly ahead. So you don't want to bring your head up too high or too low. And you just hold this for a period of time. Progression is to bring your knees up off the floor. Again, and hold it. You can rock back and forth. You want to make sure you can feel that your abdominal muscles are engaged, your glutes and your back muscles, everything's engaged while you hold your plank. A good goal for a plank is to work up to about 30 seconds. People can hold it longer, 2-3 minutes. I think that holding it longer than 3 minutes is no longer productive as far as strengthening your core, and ends up taking a sufficient amount of time away from other activities that might be more beneficial. From this position, we can go into a stretch, which we call child pose, where you just lean back, get your buttocks towards your heels. Depending on flexibility, you might not make all the way back. And stretch your arms forward. From here, you can come into a plank and then drop your knees and push your upper body and hold this for a few seconds. In these yoga type poses, we want to focus a lot on our breathing, where we inhale deeply. Some people prefer to inhale through their nose and out through their mouth. It's up to you. You want to hold a pose for anywhere from about 3 breaths, 3 or so, or a count of 5, essentially. Get back to our child's pose. Get forward into our plank. Drop the knees and push upward. From here, bring your knees into, this is we call a tabletop position, and you want to put one leg behind you, lift that up, and you can do a couple beats. Back. Progression on this is to take the opposite arm of the working leg and lift it up. So taking this leg back, arm up. And this is what we call bird dog. So that concludes this short session of balance mobility training. And I'll continue to post these periodically, hopefully once a week or so. And we'll get a little more involved. It's an important component of fitness. I'd recommend working on balance probably every other day. There's certain things like 1 foot stance that you can do every single day. These ones, like the squat, one leg deadlift, which involve true muscle training, shouldn't do more than a couple times a week or so. Hope to see you next time. Have a good day.